Hey Chris, how you doing? I want to take the time to record a testimonial to describe the impact that the Abundance Group has had. And I'll have to admit, this recording is done on the fourth time of planning. And the reason for that isn't down to laziness or procrastination or anything, but every time I sat down to prepare a recording and put it out there, the ideas that I wrote down didn't do you or the Abundance Group or any of the work that we've done together the service that it truly deserves. And at this time of asking, I feel like I finally nailed the essence of the real transformation that the group and your coaching gave me. And that's the reason for wanting to articulate it in this video. I've had to focus on three things of many. The number one version of that would be the balance that it's given me in my life. I used to think of work and life as work-life balance. And by balance, it meant something that there had to be equal measures of. One thing had to come at the compromise of everything else. And one of the biggest lessons that you taught me was about work-life integration. It's about creating the life that you want first and then planning your business around that. And the importance of that completely transformed not only my mental health, not only my relationship with my wife and my children, but also transformed my perception of what it meant to work and what it meant not to work and rest and everything else. Before, there were two very exclusive things that were very independent of each other. But what I learned from working with you is how important it is to take each of them with equivalent seriousness and a commitment to each of them. Before, holidays, rest was something that would just be planned around work. But with this new paradigm shift that I've had, I've realized the importance of resting, of spending time with family, of building in that quality time in my week. Because as a result of that, not only do my relationships and my own health improve, but the quality of my business also improves as well. And it took a while for us to come to that conclusion together, mainly because of me and being able to see that for myself. But knowing that time taken away from work and the value that it has on my health, on my wellness, on my relationships improves the quality of conversations on my coaching was something that I'd never, ever been able to see before. And it's incredible and it's profound. And it's funny now because I talk about these things like they're commonplace. And I see the same look of confusion or perhaps struggle on other people who haven't experienced that for themselves. So that would be number one. Number two would definitely be about presence of mind. I've always been someone who likes to keep myself busy, someone who always has something playing in the background, some noise, a podcast, a lecture that I'm listening to, radio on in the car, for example. There were very few moments of silence. There weren't many moments of time just being by myself. And I didn't really see any importance of that. I didn't see any reason why that would be of benefit to my life. But your mindfulness background, the importance that you place on presence, not only with the clients that you work with, but promoting that to other people, was something that truly stood out to me. And it was only when I took that step out of my comfort zone to spend more time with myself, to not have the compulsion to have things on in the background every time I'm doing something, that I truly saw the value for myself. And it wasn't just me, but it was the clients that I was working with. It was the people that I was hanging around with. They were literally commenting on how I was different, how I was picking up on things that perhaps they didn't even see for themselves. And a lot of it came down to that presence, because the presence is probably one of the most important things that a coach can bring into any sort of relationship with his or her clients. Being truly present, truly listening, picking up on the nuances that perhaps you wouldn't pick up otherwise are pivotal in creating the impact and value that you want. So that was equally a powerful element. And again, not just something that has benefited my coaching, but benefited every single relationship that I have in my life as well. And finally, third most important component that I gained from the coaching that we had together was certainly around being ruthlessly efficient with my time. If I have a vision of how I want my life to be, how I want my business to look, then I have to be really clear on what activities, what tasks are serving me in aiding and getting towards that vision, and what activities are not. And the harsh reality of my life was there was a lot of activities that weren't serving me, conversations that weren't getting me anywhere, groups and communities that I was part of that weren't necessarily helping me towards my goal. Even all of the activities that I was doing for rest, for my hobbies, my interests, everything, they just weren't necessarily aligned to what I wanted. And I had to have a few hard conversations with you, and I had to have a few hard conversations with myself get to a point where I realized that if I really wanted to change my life, I had to change my environment, my activities and habits too. And now I'm far more aware of everything that I'm doing. Before making a decision about a networking group to join, a conversation to have, anyone to spend substantial time with, or even a project that I'm going to embark on, I really do start with asking myself the question, what purpose is this serving? Is this that's going to serve me along the way, or is this something that's going to debilitate me? Because quite often there's a lot of things that we do out of compulsion or to fill an unhealthy need, which aren't really going to do anything to help us in the long run. And being able to see that for myself has completely transformed my relationship with my time. Now, I've talked a lot about the lessons that I've learned, but not really the benefits that I saw. And the benefits were priceless. I really couldn't put a price figure on it. And there were so many. Some of the most important ones were, of course, the business, which is where I started. My business was struggling before I met you. I was doing a lot of consulting, which I didn't really enjoy, and less of the coaching. But in the first 5 months of this year, I've created more wealth in the last 3 years combined, which is insane. It's incredible. I never even thought that was possible. And the best thing about that is I actually did a time audit and I'm working 70% less than I did last year. That's crazy. That's insane. The fact that I'm making the same amount of income but doing 70% less work is unbelievable. I've reclaimed back so much free time for myself, for my family, for my friends. That's incredible. And I couldn't have done it without the support that we've done. It's an unbelievable. And finally, the last element is that every area of my life feels enjoyable now. It isn't that I'm just looking forward to work and nothing else. I enjoy my time outside of work equally as much as I enjoy the work itself. Every other week now is a 4-day work week. I'm quite liberal in taking time off. And to my greatest surprise, the quality of my work, the quality of my business hasn't declined as a result. And that is something that you couldn't put a price on. That's truly priceless. So overall, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for the work that you've done, your energy, your presence, your time, your advice, your sage wisdom. I will be eternally grateful for all the work that we've done together, and any successes that I have, I can certainly attribute the work that we've done as the foundation for that for now and for sure for years to come. Thank you, Chris, and I look forward to keeping in touch and working with you again too. Bye for now.